can you build a complete collection with just one brand? We think we have the answer. I'm George, this is Ryan, and we're going to tell you about Omega. We have a store in Aspen, Colorado. It is still my favorite office in the company. I love getting up there. We have just opened up an Omega boutique in Aspen. We had the grand opening for the Food and Wine Festival. Yep. I was fortunate enough to go up there. You'll be up there next week. Yep. I could not be happier to be involved with Omega again. I've loved Omega forever. We sold Omega back in the day when we were working for Torno. Yep. Great experience, wonderful watch company.
So Omega for me, I mean, it's one of those brands that's always been something that you're like looking forward to get. Like I know you kind of started off your collection getting one, but like me, like I wasn't the same journey he had. Like I kind of was like looking forward to get my first Omega. Actually, my first year here, I was looking to buy the Apollo 8, Dark Side, and so it was one of those watches I was kind of going after. I mean, there's so many watches in this lineup that I really, really want. The 60th Bond is probably like top of the list for me, or the White Dial Speedy, which is actually displayed right here in front of us. I mean, it's just one of those brands that has so much array of a collection that you can literally kind of go in any direction you want. Do you want a sporty watch? Do you want chronograph? Do you want more of a dressy line? They kind of have it all.
I think it is one of those watches that no matter what room you walk into, it says good things about the wearer. For years, I owned an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. And to this day, one of my absolute favorite watches. But you walk into a room and it's this weird flex. You walk in and to certain people, you're like, oh, who's this guy think he is? Yeah. And it's almost like the watch in this room before you do. Never that way with an Omega. I don't care if it's the solid Sedna Gold Speedmaster. Oh, nice watch.
Oh, yeah. And like if I see a guy wearing an Omega, I automatically think he's a watch guy. Because like you walk into a room and you see a guy wearing a Rolex. You're like, did he buy it for the hype? Did he buy it because somebody else told him he should buy this? Did he buy it because he liked it? And this is coming from a guy that owns a two-tone Datejust, right? So it's one of those things where it's like I'm kind of making fun of myself in this own way, but it's one of those things where if I see a guy wearing an Omega Seamaster, Speedmaster, whatever it may be, I know he's a true watch guy and he loves the watch for the watch and not for the hype of it.
I think some brands you wear for this. Yeah. And some brands you wear for this.
Correct.
And I think Omega is one of those brands that the owner wears for
Very
himself.
well said, yeah.
Maybe the most complete watch brand at a reasonable price.
Oh, yeah.
There are other watch brands that you could stay within that brand and do a very complete collection. My pockets aren't that deep.
No.
All of these for what we love. And I know that sounds callous. It can be reasonably had. They just do a wonderful job at that. And again, accessibility. You can walk in, you can try these things on, you can make an honest decision. So we have a few watches here. They were kind enough to send us down from our Aspen boutique, so we can kind of maybe talk about it, get into what a complete collection could look like from Omega. I'm going to start with that Aquaterra that's been staring at me all morning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, going kind of back to that Rolex thing, this is basically their version of a Datejust, right? So it's like, not to go off that the entire time, but it's one of those things where it's just one of those clean classic watches that you can literally wear every single day. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. Like my favorite thing about this, it's like from the beach to the boardroom, right? Like you wear it in the ocean, you immediately go back into a meeting, right? So it's just one of those watches that kind of covers all bases. We
talk an awful lot about that one watch collection, and then a good friend of mine said the funniest thing the other day. He goes, yeah, I have a lot of one watches in my collection. Like every single one of my watches is a one watch collection, and that's kind of how I feel about my personal collection. But yeah, if you were going to have one to start you off or to end you, Aquaterra. Throw it on and go.
Again, 1 million different color dials, right? So you can get kind of whatever color you like.
This is that piano black finish, which I really dig.
Really nice.
Maybe a little bit more of a serious affair. Than that. You do it in a white dial, you do it in a blue dial, you can have maybe a little
green,
bit more fun with it.
Kind of pop a color.
It was really nice. Throw it on a strap, do whatever you want with it. But really, really complete thought.
Correct.
Moving on into the official diver.
Yes.
The Seamaster.
What a great watch.
And Seamaster covers a lot of different things. And God, I don't want to do it, but we're going to have to keep making this Rolex analogy. That's probably the most familiar ground for
most of you
for analogies. Where you have the Submariner, the Subdate, the Sea Dweller, the Sea Dweller Deep Sea. You kind of have that with Seamaster as well.
Correct.
Because you're going to go into the Seamaster Planet Ocean. You're going to go into the Ultra Deep. When I'm going down here, I'm doing a whole video on the Ultra Deep. That watch is so cool. And a big shout out to Nate. He is our corporate trainer, and getting back into the fold with Omega. Oh my God, I was drinking this guy's Kool-Aid like you wouldn't believe. Every time he was talking to a client, I'd be just like hanging on his every word, getting the stories, and he might have even sold me a watch. I But yeah, this was my genesis to the brand. That was the first watch I really fell in love with. Some think that Omega has a bit of an anti-Rolex vibe to it. And I think that holds water to somebody who doesn't want the extra layers of watch ownership that Rolex may bring. You get something like this, man. It's not something everybody's in the room is going to know, but a guy like me or a guy like you, I'm going to walk across the room and have a chat with you.
Oh, 1,000%.
I think you nailed it. That guy's a watch guy.
Yeah, and the best thing about this watch, you can walk in and buy it. I mean, and you know, to be completely honest,
accessibility.
With you, right? It's accessibility. You can, if you really like the watch, you just walk in and buy it, right? You don't have to play these games or jump through hoops or wait on a list for 3 years or whatever it may be, and you can get an excellent watch. And you can walk out of the store that day with it. One of their basic diamonds, right? 3-hander with a date. I mean, it's a sub date, right? So it's like you can't even walk in and buy a sub date.
I mean, even now, and I'm kind of jump over here with the Speedmaster line.
Yeah.
12 months ago, you probably couldn't walk in and buy the Speedmaster White. It was a very, very hot property at the time.
For sure.
And not
bit of hype around it.
It's not a numbered piece. It's not anything like that. They weren't holding it back. It was just really popular. They
were genuinely sold out. I mean, they were actually sold out.
And now it's can you walk in and buy one? Probably not. But with a little bit of patience and a little bit of luck, you can get one fairly quickly.
Correct,
So I think I like that accessibility as well. I think that's a really, really good point. When no one else seems to have product to sell you, Omega's here for you. And the Speedmaster is just such a deep history. You have everything from the Moon to Mars, the Alaska Project.
There's so many good ones, man.
And they're all really good. So I love the wealth of history there. And I don't think, I think even with a white dial, black bezeled watch, you could have the Speedmaster and the Seamaster in the same collection and not get in the way of each other.
Oh, 1,000%. When I think of the Speedmaster, I just think of it like a staple. It's so iconic. It's one of those watches where it should be in every person's collection. It's just deciding which one, kind of like what you were saying, right? Do you want the white and black? Do you want the Alaskan Project, which is also white and black, right? The original one, right? So the Snoopy, you want to try to go after something crazy. Yeah, you're probably not going to get a Snoopy, but I mean,
you could absolutely daily the Speedmaster. The only thing I'm not gonna let you do is go swimming in it.
It's not a water watch.
It's not a water watch.
Buy this instead.
That's when that comes into play.
Exactly.
Depending on the right tool for the job. I think watch wardrobing is really important.
Yep.
And I love the fact that you can stay within that brand and literally cover every aspect of your collection.
Every single bit.
All the way into your wife's.
Yes.
Your girlfriend's, or yours. If you're a lady and you're watching, thanks, you're the one. They do something that very, very few manufacturers do when it comes to their feminine timepieces.
Yep.
They design them. Almost every other company, the women's watches is just a smaller version of a men's watch. A men's watch, they threw some diamonds on. It's a secondary thought. It's something that literally, they're like, it's 20% of our business. We don't care. Omega cares. The DeVille line is specifically feminine. I don't want to say it's the exact opposite. They design a women's watch and they do some larger ones too if a guy likes it, which is wild in our line of work. That just doesn't
It's almost
happen.
like the Cartier mindset where they kind of do both really, really well.
So it is just a unisex watch without actually assigning a gender to it, kind of a thing.
Correct.
Like Cartier. Yeah, that's a really, really good point. So if you guys are fans of content like this, if you're fans of watches, we have our second annual Watch Week Aspen coming up. It is the end of the second week of August. It's the 7th through the 10th. So Watch Week might be a stretch. Omega will be there. They're one of, I think, 15 brands that are going to be represented up there. There's no fee to go. There's going to be some great events. We're doing all sorts of stuff with different celebrities, different watch brands. It should be a heck of a lot of fun. I'll be up there as well. All you have to do is get yourself there, and we'd love to see you in Aspen. Head to watchweekaspen.com to register, and we really need a head count, so please go to watchweekaspen.com to register. Please comment below. Very, very curious. What's your first? What's your last? How are you going to build your Omega collection? What's your favorite? We'd love to know. Every little bit helps. And just again, guys, thanks so much for watching.